In the shadow of decay I rise, typhus the herald beneath poison skies. With nervous rods I lay rust to waste, the reaper's scythe no life can escape. Beneath the flies, beneath the filth I spread the plague with the twisted will. From festering wounds, corruption grows in the heart of death, God where despair flows. I am the harbinger, the bringer of disease. In Nurgle's name I spread death with ease. Pestilence walks with me hand in hand, rivers of filth drown the land. I am typhus, master of decay. In the name of ruin I claim the day. Light crumbles to dust. Wherever I tread, rot consumes the just. Space hulks reek of a foul rebirth, carriers of plague across the cursed earth. Beneath the flies, beneath the filth I spread the plague with a twisted will. From festering wounds, corruption grows in the heart of death, God where despair flows. I am the harbinger, the bringer of disease. In Nurgle's name I spread death with ease. Pestilence walks with me hand in hand, rivers of filth drown the land. I am typhus, master of decay. In the name of ruin I claim the day. The Imperium's light crumbles to dust. Wherever I tread, rot consumes the just. Space hulks reek of a foul rebirth, carriers of plague across the cursed earth. Beneath the flies, beneath the filth I spread the plague with a twisted will. From festering wounds, corruption grows in the heart of death, God where despair flows. I am the harbinger, the bringer of disease. In Nurgle's name I spread death with ease. Pestilence walks with me hand in hand, rivers of filth drown the land. I am typhus, master of decay. In the name of ruin I claim the day. Language howl, the gasping walls, the pestilent tides, new life is born. Nurgle's blessing, a twisted grace. I embrace your heart in my cold embrace. Fear the plague fleet, fear the end. No salvation, no let to defend. I am typhus, reaper of dread. Bow to Nurgle, embrace the dead.
Take it away, Mr. Will. That was my bad.
Just take it away.
DRP on form.
That will all just talk at once. So hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Discuss the New Resilient podcast. You've got all three of us here. Myself, Aidan and Dave. Probably just for the slightly fragmented intro. We sort of Aidan just put that on us there. But yeah, we've got an exciting episode this week. We're going to, I think, just deep dive, talk a little bit about, you know, how the meta's kind of shaping out, and expanding on from what we talked about last week, you know, what are the builds we're looking at the moment. Aidan, for example, has had a really interesting one. Dave's at Coventry this weekend and has taken something a little bit out of his comfort zone, and I'm on VV, so I've just gone to the one that everyone's moving away from. So it's we've got a lot to talk about. But how are you guys? I don't know, Dave, do you want to go first? How's Tricks, mate? How have we been up to?
Yeah, all good, thank you, mate. Been busy doing some stuff in the background with Faction Store, like the Warhammer merchy kind of stuff. So should be doing some advertising, launching on that pretty soon. So kind of that's been going on. Been doing some background business work with a few other Warhammer businesses, which is a private, so I won't talk about who it is or where. But that's been going on, and yeah, I've just been list building and also playing Battlefield 6. Is what I've been up to mostly. But yeah, things are all good. Thank you, Will. What about yourselves, guys?
Ian, what about yourself?
Yeah, I've been too bad. So obviously had RTT at weekend just gone, which managed to win using Shamblerot, which we'll get into. It's probably one of the main topics talking about tonight. Part of that, I've just been painting up, some more zombies because it turns out I'm going to need some more. RTTs are quite lenient on painting requirements. Mages and GTs not so much, so we're going to have to catch that up a little bit. Part of that, not been able to too much to myself, just obviously a couple of streams trying to work. I was hoping to have done my event recap stream yesterday, but if anyone wasn't aware, half of the internet just shit itself. So Canva wasn't working, which I used to make a presentation. It started working later on in the day, but at that point I was in work and I obviously can't have time to do it. So it will be tomorrow, that one. So I'll be doing the event recap tomorrow for anyone that's interested. But yeah, part of that, no, just sort of plodding along. Not playing Battlefield 6 because I have ordered a new PC and it is just being currently created and sent. And then I will be playing Battlefield 6 because I fear if I try to make this thing run Battlefield 6, it might explode.
It'll die. Yeah, I agree.
It might have a deadly demise, yeah. My roll 6. What about yourself, Will?
So I also won an RTT. I won one
Woo!
yesterday.
Double winners!
I know, yeah. It's the first time I've ever won an RTT. I have to put the caveat in there. There was only 6 people at the RTT.
So including you, 5 opponents.
So yeah. So it's not the achievement that it sounds like on paper.
First is first.
Yeah, it was still fun though. It was nice to run the list out and played 3 lovely people. One of them, the first guy I played was from Zito's club. So I asked him to start the game, did he know much about Death Guard? He said he plays Zito a lot, so yeah, he knew as much about my army as I did. It turns out I think Zito's schooled him a few times from what he was saying. But yeah, it was good fun. Apart from that, just I was saying to these guys before, just raising 2 kittens that are having potty training issues, one of them. But life's good. But so I suppose where should we start then, Dave?
Well, let's have a quick check in with the chat first before we go there. First of all, Chris Franson, thank you so much for upgrading your membership to a Death Shroud tier, top tier. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for the support so much. What is that Death Shroud tier though, Mr. Dave?
Oh yeah, yeah. So the Death Shroud tier is the higher echelons of supporting Disgustingly Resilient. What it basically comes after is we have 2 tiers before that. $2.99 a month, you can become a Plague Marine, and with that you get access to our Discord channel, which is now 1,420 members. It's getting completely out of control and brilliant. Inside that Discord, you will find everything from tips and tricks on how to play to being able to submit lists potentially for review, but more on that in just 1 second. To being able to browse 7 different channels, should I say, of detachments where you can drop into other people that are playing the same things, suggest lists, talk about tactics, see what else is going on, and just generally hang out with the biggest collection of pure Death Guard players I think there is pretty much anyone on the internet. So we've kind of hoovered everyone up. So $2.99 a month gets you with that. Even if you just kind of support us for a couple of months that tier, we won't kick you out. Once you've paid and you're in, you are in. But above that is the Blight Lord tier, a little bit more, $4.99 a month. Am I right, Aidan?
I think so. Something like $5.99.
It might be 5. But that is basically the tier that gets you things like painting guides. It gets you entry into different competitions that we run. We've given away official DW Death Guard dice. We've done kind of win signed codexes. We've done loads and loads of giveaways. We've done Nurglings, and there will be more in future. So that gets you that, and it also gets you into the Blight Surgery, where, as we've encountered recently on Sunday, Aidan and I, when we did the stream, there are you can put your lists in there, and we will pull them out for people that are watching on the evening and actually kind of suggest changes and amends to kind of lists, and that gets you into a bit of review in there as well. And just as I talk about that, Despardian has upgraded his membership to Blight Lord, so thank you very, very much.
Thank you so much, man.
And then Death Shroud is the top tier. It's $8.99 a month, and what that does is that's just basically you saying that you really like what we do and you want to support us, just that little bit extra. So we don't at this stage give you anything more for that. That is simply you saying you like what we're doing, and we hugely appreciate the support. So they're the tiers. in there. And just really quickly, a few other ways you can support the channel. Check out drpstore.com for merchandise for the channel, jerseys, which you can wear to a club. There's everything in there from objective markers and loads of other good fun stuff. Baron of Dice, make our dice. Vanguard Tactics are a team that both Aidan and I play for. You can check out descriptions to all these things in the link below, in the description of the video. Aidan is the Death Guard coach for Vanguard Tactics, and you can book coaching directly with him. Then Saltar Games is a partner who make DRP branded gaming aids, so measurements for 9-inch deep strikes, making sure you remember what plague you've got going on that turn, and markers. And I think then Element Games is our final partner, which will kind of support and organise for us. They will give us a kickback on any models you buy. So if you are looking for new models, if you're looking for Death Shroud, if you're looking for great unclean ones or whatever else to boost your army, buy from those guys via the link below, and that supports the channel a little bit. I'll stop there because
breathe.
That's all the shilling. But we want to get to the good stuff, which is lists and what we're playing right now. So, yeah.
Yeah, and
I've been talking for years. I can talk at speed with no breath. It's okay.
And just very quickly, so just want to say a big thank you, obviously, to those people who do support the channel. You guys who do support the channel financially, etc., or even just tune in and comment, you're the reason that there is no closed off videos behind membership walls, because you guys basically support us because you want to support us, and that then allows us to just make videos that everyone can enjoy it. So yeah, thank you so much to you guys, the community, because everyone here who watches the stuff should really be thanking you guys, because without you guys this wouldn't happen. We would just be sat here behind a black and white screen, like when it all started with just me and Will. It was just us two talking over a black and white artwork.
We didn't think there would be any money in it at all, and it was something we did just because we both like Death Guard. We knew that there wasn't a faction specific podcast. Aidan was man of the moment at the time, #1 in the world, and I honestly, as much as it embarrasses me to say, I honestly think of everyone in the world, I took Death Guard to more tournaments than anyone else, which, considering the result I had that year, isn't exactly something to be bragging. But yeah, and then Dave's come on later down the line through Aidan Think the Vanguard Tactics, and here we are now. So thank you very much to everyone who supported us. It's amazing to think of how we started and where we are and how many people just are involved in the community, and it's always growing and still growing.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Just very quickly, End Time Heresy says greetings from Germany. Hello, mate. How you doing? Good to see you. He says, wish you all a healthy and clean evening. Get out. How dare you? Stinky and rotten only.
Go throw up on yourself, mate, and then come back when you're a bit more nurgly.
Heath Wargaming says, yo, it was great to catch you at LGT, and good to meet you too, mate. I was happy to always chat to people at LGT, so thank you for coming over and saying hi. So, yeah, thank you. And also, thank you for tuning tonight. Listening and painting while painting the last of my Death Gorks. Is that Death Guard Orcs? We'll post a picture on Discord later, at latest by Thursday. I say, Sebastian, please let us see those Gorks at some point. That would be awesome. So yeah, and we also had Rug also upgrade membership to Death Shroud. Thank you so much, Rug.
Thank you, Rug.
Really appreciate it. Right, let's get into it. People here for the meat and potatoes. That's what they want again. So, as we discussed last week, with the meta sort of changing, and obviously all the books are out now, we kind of starting to think maybe it's time to start adapting our lists a bit. Obviously, Death Guard was solved for quite a while. And, I mean, if anyone was paying attention to the French major that happened this weekend, it was still won by the solved Death Guard list. It was what I forgot the bloody name, and it's going to drive my head in.
Is it the guy who won War Master WT?
Yes. It's like, I'm gonna get the name. Give me 2 seconds. I'll get the name. But basically, he was running these standard. It's like Albane. Is it Albane?
Yeah.
Alban.
The French player.
Yes, it is the French player. Yeah.
Alban.
Alban, that's it, Alban. That's it.
Yeah.
So he was running the sort of standard still Virulent Vectorum list with the double Death Shroud, 10-man Plague Rain Brick, triple Heavy Blight Launcher Drone, dual Mythic Blight Hauler, Demon Prince, and some Poxhawkers and a unit of Spawn. Very standard, very figured out build, but it's still proven that it still has legs and it still can do work when it's played well, which is really cool to see. But, that being said...
Off the top of your head, before we dive passing our list, do you know what he took out to sort of from what he'd won War Masters with? Do you know what the difference was? Because that's maybe something just to sort of just to mention.
I think there was no LOV, so I'm not sure it was like an LOV coming on, or if it was a Soul Typhus or something. It might have been the third Blight Hauler and the unit of Spawn, maybe. Not unit of Spawn, the unit of Poxhawk, because we had 2 rather than 3.
Unit,
yeah.
That sounds about right.
Oh, and he had to drop his enhancements as well. Yeah, he dropped Furnace of Plagues. He's just got Demon of Nurgle, and so it still proves that the builds that did work are still pretty good. We've already seen some success in more times, Hammer at LVO, but we wanted to sort of go out there because we believe this is genuinely one of the best, like sort of even internally balanced books, and there's still lots of builds to go out that we just haven't had the the reason to really go out, discover and try out new things, because prior to the nerfs, and prior to other faction getting buffs, VV was just like absurdly strong. So was Hammer and so was Cock. So having reasons now to go and try them, we've branched out a little bit. Now, we'll start with Dave, because Dave, obviously, you were saying last week you were actually going to take Deathlord's Chosen, but you kind of have a bit of an identity crisis, haven't you? And we've actually not took the Death Guard Dave staple, which we're all expecting. You've actually decided to once again go a bit, off meta, and off meta for yourself anyway, and take something different.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I absolutely will be back on DLC, and also, but I felt like, especially after we kind of talked about it last time, that I think like I had a really good run with Champions or GT, and I think there was a bit more to flex with it. So I basically reconfigured my list to play a slightly different version of it, and to see then, okay, well, if I play it two different ways, let's get a really good feel for another big event, so another 3-dayer. And I thought also this one was close enough to LGT that it was like, it would be good to play Champions again while it was still kind of pretty ingrained, and go out there with it. And obviously, bring back an old favourite that I know you have too, Aidan.
Oh, yeah. What is that old favourite, Mr. Dave?
The old favourite is the Rhino with 2 Plaguecasters in it.
Plague Bus!
Plague Bus!
Plague Bus!
The Vanguard bus is coming. And I had a really good. I was chatting with the guys in on the VT earlier, and they were like, you should get a little mini speaker put in the inside of the Rhino with that song. So every time you move it, it starts playing.
I would love that. Just when I was about to shoot the double plebis.
Exactly,
yeah. While your opponent looks grim at what just happened to his entire unit.
Yeah. So yeah, that was
they are insane.
They are insane. Yeah. I was even when because I haven't put one on the table for quite a while, and then this morning I was just like, I just grabbed some of my dice, and I was like, okay, let's just roll out 2d6 plus 6, and I was like, oh Jesus, I forgot it was like this.
Even just like, one.
Yeah, I know. It's so yeah, it was really funny. So yeah, kind of decided to give Champions one more run out, and actually this I know we bounced around some lists kind of in our chat, but I feel like I've got so much to put on the table. Like now I've got it laid out in front of me. It's like for those of you who want to see it, if you haven't, if you go to the shorts in the channel, you can actually see my list kind of in a 20-second video, which I've just kind of laid out on the windowsill, so you can see what it looks like.
I'll tell you what, why don't we, to keep it sort of focused, why don't you give a quick rundown, and then me and Aidan can maybe just ask a couple of key questions.
Yeah,
you
right.
can give a quick rundown, and we can, because that might be interesting, because there's a couple of things I think are interesting talking points with your list, which I think are just talking points in general to Champions.
Yeah. And I've got this one decision in there which I went with the superior players decision, but I'm on the edge about if it was the right thing or not. But we'll talk about that too.
Yeah, let's break it down a bit. So what's in the list then?
Sure. So in the characters, I've got a Biologist Putrefier and a Malignant Plaguecaster, which are going to be in the Rhino with 10 shooty Plague Marines with a couple of heavy weapons and a bubotic weapon. That's that standard loadout in there. And we've got a Lord of Contagion with, of course, Will. What's he attached to?
Lord of Contagion, Death Shroud, I presume.
How many Death Shroud? 6 Death Shroud, yes, correct. Good. Then we've got another Rhino with 2 Malignant Plaguecasters in it. And then we've got a Tallyman. So that's the characters rounded out with a few of the other bits. Then we've got two spawn units, which I still think are super important for spreading contagion, backing up the Poxwalkers on a point, just add a couple of extra points of OC, and just to kind of actually just maybe tackle something off of a point that's not too strong. Then we've got some drones and some vehicles. So we've got 2 heavy blight launcher drones. We've got a plague spitter drone. We've got 2 mephitic blight haulers. So we've got 5 tanks basically on the table, which is great. So 5 3-up, 5-ups, and then 3 units of 10 Poxwalkers.
Okay.
And it's quite a lot of units.
So any enhancements did you go for? Because I think the big one with Champions is because you've got the 10-man Plague Marines. Did you go for the double Contagion enhancement?
No, and I didn't take it at LGT either. And at LGT, it was a conscious decision not to take it because I wanted to work out something else. In this one, it was points. So what I did do is put Visions of Virulence on one of the plague casters in the plague bus.
Okay, so is that the one where it shoots contagion?
Yeah, the contagion lasts until while an enemy unit is afflicted, is enfeebled by the bearer's pestilential fallout ability, that unit is also afflicted. So obviously that will happen when it's not using firing deck.
Yeah, makes sense.
I completely forgot they do that.
Yeah.
I completely forgot is it -2 move, -2? It's not to charge anymore, is it?
-2, so yes,
just to move, yeah.
-2 to move, but then they're also at range afflicted.
I completely
forgot
that.
I've been using the plague bus now for like 10 games, and I forget every time to do the -2 move. Like, I don't think I've remembered it even once. So,
to be fair, most things usually aren't alive after I've shot it.
Not really.
So
I'll let you guys answer some questions. What I will just say to Digger is, who's just asked, do you really need 6-man DST with meta moving to Horde? You risk being screened out. I have been playing 6 Death Shroud in every list for 4 years. I know I know how to use this unit. Secondly, I've never, since the Codex has been out, I've never been screened out of putting them where I want to put them. I've always worked with Chaos Spawn and other units to basically make sure I get multiple units into Contagion so I can get those Death Shroud down where I want. There's 2 other reasons for it as well. One is, if you need to kill a 20-man warrior blob, there's not many units that can do it in the game. If you need to kill a knight with 1 melee unit, there's a unit that can definitely do it. If you need to sweep attack multiple units of Eldar in a single activation and kill multiple units, this unit does it. It also takes an insane amount of effort to kill. And in this, being able to pump them up to T9 or give them crit fires on top of everything else if you really need to destroy everything, 6 does that, 3 does not. I played a game versus Sisters just recently, and they ended up having to turn around and put 2 Retributor squads with multi-melters into that unit, and I still had the Lord of Contagion and 3 Death Shroud left after they'd done all of their shooting and Valid shot on them too. So then if I'd run a smaller unit, that unit would have been gone.
So I think the thing to sort of to counterpoint to that, because this is one of the things I think is interesting with your listing Champions of Contagion, you don't need the 6 to kill all the things you listed if you invest 3 CP into a 3-man and a Lord.
Yeah, but that requires you to always have 3 CP to do it.
And you've got to have taken, because that's what I find, it's sometimes hard to take them below starting strength. Like, it's, like I say, sometimes the Necron Warriors, you come in within 6, you've got to kill a guy to get it, then always kill the guy nearest to you, then all of a sudden your type becomes a 7. Stuff like that to, like, trigger the full reroll.
But you don't need that with 6 Death Shroud.
Yeah, you're right. So that's the point of why the 6 makes sense as a counterpoint. And then also, if you're going to spend the 2 CP on the Plague Marines, you can't spend the same strat on the Death Shroud. So it does make sense to have them both, so they can operate independently of each other and they're not fighting.
By the way, I'm not saying I don't agree that the ways. I'm not saying it isn't right to take them in a smaller size unit. By the way, like for certain people's playstyle. For my playstyle and the way I use them, it is like the 6 is critical to the way I play.
So to answer your question, Digger, do you really need a 6-man Death Shroud tournament as in Champions? The answer is no. But when it's Dave, it's not about needing it. It's about sending a message. Very, very quickly. So thank you very much to 2 people first. So we'll go Carl first. Who's upgraded his membership to Death Shroud. I hope that's not the turtle from the Discord, because Carl scares me. But
Carl, thank you so much.
Thank you so
That's
much,
awesome.
Carl. Really appreciate it. And then we've also got a $20 donation super chat from Mandy. Thank you very much, Mandy.
Oh, Mandy, thank you.
Says, chat to Master Shilrak. I'm joking. I have nothing against Valrak. Sent me 4 Chaos Rhinos. So that would put me at 5 now. Should I make them all Death Guard? Is 5 Rhinos in a list fun? I mean, there is something to be said for just Rhino rushing someone.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
I mean, you probably I would say, if I was to be serious with you, the max you'd probably want is probably 4, because you could have all your Plague Marines, because 6 squads, and then a Plague Bus. But go for it. I'm not gonna stop you putting 50 Plague Marines on the board. Play Virulent Vectorum.
And you basically got a play bus and a mini play bus with another Malignant Playcaster and a Foul Blightspawn in it.
The better question is, can you stand painting 5 rhinos and not getting bored?
Yes.
They are very just boxes, so I would ask that question to yourself first. But yeah, like honestly, Rhinos and Plague Marines, when especially like if you just take them on mass, can actually like really stat check someone. And if you play like Virulent Vectorum where you just have 1 command point, reroll all hits and wounds in shooting,
Yeah,
like
it's amazing.
Like it's genuinely just good. So yeah, I've played 3 Rhinos before. That felt really good. So I mean, what's 3? It's only 2 more to 5. Like it's not a big difference.
Yeah.
You know, just give it a whirl. But thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate it. So on your list then as well. So you've got the double spawn. I think double spawn's the right choice as well because in Champions it's one of the few detachments that doesn't actually have ways to extend Contagion Aura. Obviously in VV you have the natural one increase your army, and in DLC, which you used to playing, obviously has the 1 command point, add 3. Champions doesn't. So but I think the 2 chaos spawn is probably the correct play there. The 3 Poxwalkers, so we had this discussion last week, like it's everyone's just like 3 Poxwalker and where possible. Like obviously Alban's list can only fit 2, but that is like because that list is solved. There is no room for movement on anything. But like I'll tell you right now, 3 Poxwalkers in your list I really like, and I will tell you right now, 6 squads of Poxwalkers. Now that's something.
Yeah,
but anyways, we'll get to that later.
So, yeah, well, we'll jump to yours in a minute because I think the other thing I'd like to point out with Dave, and this I think is a Champions of Contagion question, by the way. This is I think, because I notice your list, for example.
Yeah.
There's only actually 2 units that can use any of the strats. In most occasions, but I am of the opinion that I think in Champions that's actually fine. At the start, when I was first running them, I kind of felt like it was a waste of time in the detachment. I wasn't using the detachment properly, but when I was playing Champions, the more I played, the more I found, because the strats are so expensive and you don't really want to put the Demon Prince in that particular detachment, you generally found it was better to have, I found particularly it was better to have 1 or 2 units that could just drink all the CP and the rest of the list kind of function independent of that, apart from maybe the odd grenade and things like that. So I think it's the right thing, to be honest. I think those 2 units being the only places are right. Was that a conscious thought when you were making the list? Was that something that kind of you sort of came back and, you know, maybe backed and forth on? Did you sort of think about adding extra characters to attach to units, or?
So definitely conscious thought to have the 2 big hammers in the group, and for those to have the strats spent on them. There is Will, you and I talked about this a bit. There is a sneaky option where there is the option for if the plague casters get out of let's say the Rhino gets blown up for the plague bus and the plague casters get out into cover, right? There is a strat to attach characters to units, and the plague casters can join Poxwalkers. So there is kind of an opportunity to suddenly drop that into a piece, and then I'm not saying you would do this at all, right? But then you have suddenly got the option to make that unit T6. For the Poxwalkers go up to T6, which could be handy. And then you've also got a Plaguecaster buried inside a load of bodies. The rest of it kind of, because the Death Guard book is so well balanced and well written, and the data sheets have got good abilities, that the rest of the army just kind of functions anyway.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's right. I think so. One thing. So this will be a good segment into Aiden's list, because Aiden also doesn't have this unit, and I have.
Can I just give one more thing? Yeah, no, just one thing I was going to say was the unit I alluded to at the beginning is the Spitter Drone. I was originally putting a Flesh Mower in, and I asked Aiden, I was like, what do you think? And I don't disagree with it being a good Overwatch option, and potentially in a more MSU-y thing, an option to come in and kind of flame something off, and it's got fallback shoot and charge as well, which is quite good if it gets tagged. And I think what I was umming and ahhing back and forth on it was, there's like a guaranteed amount of attacks on the Flesh Mower, and the variable on the Spitter. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. That's the only thing in my list I was like, is that one to take or the other? I don't think it's a critical, flagstone of my army, and it's going to prove to be the undoing of me if I had one or the other. But yeah, it was interesting to see what your guys. I know Aiden kind of your suggestion, and like I said, I don't disagree with it. But I guess that's one other question I had.
I actually thought it was going to be something else you were going to say, but we'll bring the it was different. Yeah, but we'll mention that in a minute. So you've got the Flesh Mower, you've got Spitters at the moment, just to clarify, because. if you got flesh mower spitter at the moment, because I wasn't sure, it wasn't clear from.
Got a
from what
spitter at
you
the
said.
moment, and
Spitter at the moment.
I was originally putting a mower in instead of it.
I think it's 50-50, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think it depends what you want. I think if you want it to be a bully unit and go and kind of clear objectives, I think you want the mower, because I don't think the spitter clears the stuff that you think it does. It doesn't clear five marine bodies, let's put it that way, unless you roll insane on the number of shots. You're going to average 7, you're going to drop 1, they're probably going to make a save, so you kill 2.5 guys. So, and if they're 2 OC, you can't even flip the point, because the mowers, the drone itself is only 3. So I think in that instance, I think the mower's better because we're in a marine meta. But obviously the spitters are also really good into specific targets. Sisters, 1 wound models, Eldar, they're also good.
Yeah.
And they also do chip damage, you know, which in your list, when you're trying to trigger those strats, is actually probably more important to be able to do chip damage from range for a hammer to slam in.
Audio's having issues, by the way.
Yeah, I just saw that. That's why I'm just hugging my mic a bit more.
Oh, right, yeah, sorry. Push that in. So yeah, so I that's what I don't know. Do you want to put your 2 cents on that in? Because there was actually something else that you also talked about that I was gonna. I thought it was. Do you have any thoughts on the mower versus spitters?
So I just like spitters mainly just for Overwatch and annoying threats, because the unit for me has the rule to fall back, shoot, and charge, and I feel like when I've got mowers, I'm getting half the rule. Like, because you can still charge, you still have the playground, and you can still tank shock. So quite often, like, I would rather have the ability to, like, spray something, charge something, hit it, tank shock it, tie it up, and then fall back and do stuff. And people who are having audio issues, just beware, there has been a lot of internet problems the last few days, not just for us, general internet. Maybe just give the actual browser a refresh. It seems like it's actually YouTube stuttering, because we're not getting any cutouts on our audio feed coming out, so it might be that. So maybe just give YouTube a refresh, see if that helps out at all, because it doesn't seem to be consistent for everyone. If it was audio on our end, every single person would be getting it. So just maybe give your browser a refresh. So yeah, and also very quickly, I gotta catch up because oh my god, people be super shy. Mandy coming in again, another $20. Thank you so much, Mandy. You don't have to do that. It's only a boring box if you let it be. Posted my first one in Discord, which I did just look at. It looks really cool. Okay, if your rhinos look like that, yeah, no problem. You're not going to get bored. Fair play. They will all get a similar treatment. I have plenty of extra bits. All 5 will be Nurgle then, thanks. You're very welcome. You can start your very own taxi bus service of Death Guard Marines. And then we got
let's look at it. You really did go to town on that. That's awesome.
And the Burt Cheeks got a $10 super chat. In Age of Sigmar, they started to have players pay points for detachments that are far more powerful than the other options. What are your thoughts about having this in 40k? Right, I'm going to come back to this in a second. I'm just going to say thank you for the memberships first, because that's a question that needs an answer. So I'll come back to that in a second, Birchie. So thank you to. So I'm going to try and pronounce it again. I apologize. I think it's Mashiej.
I think it's Machek.
Machek. Okay, we're going to go with that. Hope I didn't butcher it. I probably did. I am not even going to try and pronounce your last name, but don't worry, it's not as bad as being 5'7" and your last name being Smalley.
Thank you very much for upgrading. That's really kind.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And then Meds, again, absolute legend, coming in with 10 more gifted memberships. Thank you so much. If you did just get gifted membership, make sure to say thank you to Meds. Go to the YouTube channel homepage, click the See Perks button, and there'll be a link to get yourself in the Discord and then get yourself involved in all the community stuff. Thank you so much, Meds. And then another 2 super chats as well after this. We've got Ryan G coming in for $20 super. So I'll go back to the Birchie first. So Birchie. So in Sigmar, they have added, like, they have optional, you don't have to take a detachment in Sigmar, but if you do, you get the same in 40k, like an overall rule, but you do have to pay points for it. I think it gives you another dial to sort of tweak when it comes to, like, points increases and things like that, because let's be honest, not all detachments are built equally. Having access to certain detachment rules does change how your army plays, so it would give another dial. And I think one of the interesting things that would allow you to do is it would allow you to nerf it. So Plague Burst Crawlers are the perfect example. Plague Burst Crawlers in Mortarian's Hammer were too strong. In every other detachment, they were already overcosted. So GW came in and nuked the Plague Burst Crawler up another 15 points, which it was already overcosting other detachments, and now it will never ever see play outside of Mortarian. Mortarian's Hammer. Whereas in reality, what they could have done, if they had that as an option, would be to add points to just taking Hammer baseline, and that means the units that were maybe broken in there, but not broken in other detachments, wouldn't have to go up. So yeah, I wouldn't mind that. Like, it would be a different dial. Do I trust GW to make a good job of it? 50-50. They've been better at they've been better at balancing, but again, the more things we give them, there's more things that they can also potentially mess up. So it's just exercise in trust, but I would be open to trying it, is what I'd say. Thank you for the super chat there, mate. And then we got Ryan G. Notice y'all don't talk about Blight Lords in Flyblown much. I think it's the best home. The Assault Enhancement and Pistol strat solves their biggest two downsides. The stealth and -1 to wound also makes them durable. I would really love to play Flyblown Host. In fact, I would be playing Flyblown Host if they didn't gut the Poxwalkers in it.
Yep.
I am totally fine with Poxwalkers not getting Scout. That is completely fine. Like, you can't have Infiltrate and Scout. That is dumb. But they should not have lost Stealth. If they still had Stealth, I would be all over this, because it would basically be playing -1 to hit all the time from shooting, -1 save contagion. Again, it has great support for Blight Lords, which I love. Like you said, then you have got great points. The reason I loved Blight Lords in Death Lords Chosen was the access to the Assault and the +1 movement. It just makes them so much faster. And if I had access to Pistol, you're right, the weakest part of Blight Lords is in melee. If you could keep them shooting in melee, that would be amazing. So yeah, you are right. I find it so hard to play Flyblown because I feel like my Plague Marines can't be on foot because they just die, so they're not getting used to the Scout rule. The only thing that's going to get use out of the Scout rule is Blight Lord Terminators, because I'm not going to put Death Shroud on the board, because then you don't have a rule for them. You want to make use of that 6-inch charge. There's just a lot of anti-synergies with how it wants to play. Whereas if the Poxwalkers could still do the thing, then I would feel a lot better about it. But I will get there. It's on my list of things like keep trying out. You know, I've got Taliban Hammer, and I'll give Flyblown a new go as well while we're at it. So yeah, but appreciate the support, mate. Really appreciate it. And if it's working for you, go for it.
Yeah, if you want to play Blight Lords, if it's also about you wanted to get them on the table, try them out in Death Lords Chosen if you haven't. Like Aiden said, the fact that you give them with the enhancement on the Lord of Virulence, then you're getting reroll your wound roll on ranged. You're going to get reroll ones against your selected target, or reroll hit rolls on blast weapons, 1 CP assault, and then you basically get to reroll the advanced rolls as well. So it's like, and you're getting +1 inch move with the enhancement. So try them out there, and then hopefully that might give you a place to kind of put those guys as well.
Yeah, and he has also put another £5 super chat. Thank you, Ryan. Saying also rejuvenating Swarm Plague Veil and Plaguecaster unit is hilarious because you can never die from overcharge. I do actually like rejuvenating Swarm, especially a lot of contagion, because you can die, stand back up, back to 6 wounds. That's like really annoying for someone to then deal with. It's another full health Lord of Contagion they got blood through. So yeah, I do like the answers. There is some power in that detachment. I just wish they didn't nerf the effect of it on Poxwalkers so much. And lastly, NecrosDB has been a member for 9 months. Thank you so much. He said, Aiden, what time is it? It's Nurgling time. Okay, sorry. Carry on, guys. Woo, that was a hefty chunk.
Oh, no. But before we do that, actually, this will link, and actually links to something you just mentioned there. The last thing the thing I thought that you dropped in your list, I thought you were talking about was the Lord of Virulence. Yeah, because I actually think in your list, because you don't have 3... I think for a Lord of Virulence, you've got to put 3 Blight Lords.
Heavy Light Lord Drones, yeah.
And some others, and then you've got to... I think, for me, because you've only got 2, it didn't make sense.
Agreed.
But then when we get to the next list, I'm actually surprised that Mr. Smalley didn't put it in, because he has so much shooting. But why don't you run through your list here, and then we can, afterwards we can start the discussion, and you can say what, because you've obviously already had success with it.
Well, there's one thing you forgot, which is like, comment, subscribe.
Oh,
don't forget that one. So yeah, I've been playing Shamblerot Victorium after actually it was our community that convinced me to give it a whirl, and I'm so glad they did. It is so much better than I thought. So going along with the lines of the last stream we had, and something Will said, which I just took to heart when I make a list, which is, what if we just took cheap shit and just took all of it, the stuff that's just good and cheap, and we just went mad with it? So I was like, okay, I can do that. So I wanted a little bit of spice now, a little bit of a taste of the detachment. So I did bring along Typhus, because you got a Typhus in there. There's a Typhus.
Yeah.
I brought along a Blightbringer with a little bell on his head, with the enhancement for the OC2 and Leadership 5 on a Poxwalker unit, which is really cool. Because I just wanted a big brick of 20 with OC2 just to be annoying with Typhus. Then I bought 2 Plague Casters to make a Plague Bus One of them was rocking Sorrow Siphon, which is now probably my favourite enhancement, which is whenever this playcaster shoots, you can consume, well, you don't have a choice, you will consume D3 Poxwalkers, and you will add +1 damage to your gun. So your Psychic Flamer is now minimum 2 damage, maximum 4 damage. And honestly, it is so good. It is just like feeding Poxwalkers into the belt-fed Psychic Staff. And just being...
I've got a question about that, actually, just before... Because obviously you can put Poxwalkers in Rhinos. Like, this is something that people forget. Can you attach him to the Poxwalkers and have it, and then feed the Poxwalkers while they're in the Rhino?
So no, because the enhancement doesn't work,
No.
like, you know. But I did put 10 Poxwalkers in the Rhino with him, and he would just... Because what I'd do is, basically, I'd shoot out the firing deck as normal, and then when I come across something that was hard to kill, I'd drift up to them, drop out, shoot with the Rhino first, and then I get full rerolls to wound on the Flamer as well, and then pop the have the +1 damage Flamer,
Amazing.
and just obliterate something. Funny enough, it also works on Overwatch, though, because whenever you shoot... So on Overwatch it works. I got charged by a Dread Knight, Overwatched it with a Playcaster and did 10 wounds to it on Overwatch. Which is really funny.
Oh, right, to the Rhino.
He got out. He was
The
out. He was
playcaster
outside.
Yeah. Wow.
The reroll wounds doesn't. But
Yeah,
Plus
no,
one
I
damage
just-
is savage.
I got like 4 wounds on him, and it's AP3, and he failed his invulns, and was just like he failed like 3 invulns out of them, and I was like, cool, that one's a 4 damage, there's a 4 damage, and there's a 1 into a 2 damage. Take 10 on Overwatch.
even without the +1 damage, they're insane. Like I won't hide it. So my game yesterday, I set up the 10 Plague Marines in Vinector with the full reroll shebang to shoot 5 Eldar. What are the like spirit guys that are really good at the start? They're like
Wraith Lords.
Wraith Lords, yeah.
Yeah.
I shot the Playcaster first. He cleared the whole
He
squad
cleared
on
them
his
off.
own.
Yeah.
It's gross.
Like, because he rolled 6 on the number of shots and then just spiked 3s, and it was just like, the guy was like, I knew I was going to kill them, but I thought I'd have to shoot all the other guns. Just one guy. It was insane. So but anyway, I didn't mean to hide that.
Right.
It was just a second,
So that was it for characters. I was like again, I want to keep it cheap, and I want to have as many things as I can. So that was all my character was like 250 points something. It was just 2 Playcasters, a Bellboy, and a Typhus. Then we had 6 units of Poxwalkers, 5 of them being 10-mans, only 1 20-man. And this was advice given to me from our Discord, actually, who have been playing it. And they've actually found that the MSU approach is far better than the big 20-mans. Like, if you take a 20-man, you take 1 big 20-man. And I was debating either to give it the Arrive from Rapid Ingress Turn 1 enhancement or the OC2. I took the OC2, enjoyed it. I'm going to try out the next games with the Rapid Ingress Turn 1 with 20 Typhus, etc., because that's quite a lot of pressure. So we did that. Obviously, then you've got the 3 extra units. So technically, I actually have 9 units of Poxwalkers. I have 8 10-mans and 1 20-man, which is stupid. And then I took no more infantry. I took no Death Shroud at all. I didn't miss them at all. And I spammed our tanks. I spammed cheap demon engines. I had 2 normal bloat drones with plague spitters. I had 3 Mathetic blight haulers, 3 heavy blight launcher bloat drones, 2 of the, predator destructors, and then obviously a rhino for the old plague boss. So the list was literally 100 zombies, 11 tanks. Let's see what happens. And I was pleasantly surprised by how it did.
Is it exactly 2,000 points? Is it the classic like 1995, or because that was something I wanted to ask you?
I think it's bang on 2k, but I'll pull it up in a second. I've got it right here in front of me. Let me get my app. I'm pretty sure I got it to bang on 1k. It might even be 1.9. What did I call it? I called it "Woe Poxwalkers be upon ye." No, it's 1995, so there's 5 points. So there is still 5 points chilling around there. Yeah.
Because I looked at it and I was trying to, because I actually really like this. I obviously taught how it plays. I felt like a carnivore instead of one of the predators might be really good, because the thing it lacked to me was something that could go in one turn, something big, like just one in, go and charge like a Black Templars or a Repulsor and just one turn it, for example.
So I was real this, and then a slight spoiler for the recap. Round 2, I went against Chaos Knights, triple despoiler, 2 Gatling, 1 battle cannon. I was like, shit, I am in trouble here. This is not the sort of face. And I put, like an idiot, I put a Predator and a Heavy Blight Launch drone in reserves. And then on turn 1, he had 2 of his despoilers in my deployment zone.
Wow.
And he picked up 40 zombies straight away, and I was like, oh, this is bad. So I brought plague bus. Like I got everything out because all my vehicles were hidden behind buildings. They all came out, and Typhus lived on 2 wounds. He lost his entire zombie squad, but he was alive on 2 wounds. And then at the end of my turn 1, there was 2 dead despoilers. I killed both of them. I was like, oh, okay, damage is not a problem in
With
this
that much
list.
trained firepower and like blight haulers and Typhus, and I'm not surprised they kind of probably got quite wrecked.
It's like the flamers alone took like 15 wounds off a knight. Typhus took 5 off a knight and then whacked it in melee for 9.
Wow.
I was like, woohoo! And then the little melter haulers, every time they snuck one through the the invuln, they're in melter range. It was like 4, so up to a 6 damage.
Yeah.
And then the HBL drones just. And I don't remember the last one. The last one was alive on 5 wounds, and I charged it with a Methetic Blight Hauler, 2 bloat drones, Typhus, a Plague Caster, and I just hit it with everything I could. And thankfully, I rolled the first thing as Typhus, and he just one-tapped it, did 9 damage to it.
Nice.
Do you know what? While we're loving Playcasters, their combat is awesome.
Yeah!
They slap.
Yeah, the D3 damage is like... They've got not much AP, but they're strength 6 as well.
I've had a Plaguecaster kill 3 or 4 Terminators in combat. Just like...
And then when they attach to units, they're the ones that gives it like the sustained. Like they are the last.
They're monsters.
Yeah. I can't believe that they are 60 points. Of all the things that got changed in the points, I can't believe that that's the one that stayed at 60. And I feel like where we are now balanced, I think they're probably going to stay at 60.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like the Foul Blight Spawn should be 60 and they should probably be 75. But GW did it the wrong way around, and hopefully they won't correct their mistake for any time soon.
I think the other thing is you haven't seen tons of them. Like you've seen ones. Like this is the first time I've put 3 in a list in a very long time.
Oh mate, like, they're so good though, aren't they? Like, it's really hard to like, and but they fit in every detachment because you just need a Rhino. But then like Virulent Vectorum, they're even better because you can do all the re-rolls. You know what I mean? Champions, they're arguably good because you can attach them to stuff to open up the re-rolls. Like as Aiden's pointing out in the Poxwalker detachment, there isn't a detachment where they aren't just mint.
They're so good.
Right,
Like honestly,
but
like, so good. But yeah, like so just to quickly wrap up my sort of list experience, because I'm going to do a full event recap tomorrow. Just having people have to trade constantly into temp, because basically the entire way the list works is. Here's the Poxwalkers. I'm going to charge you next turn, lock you up for the rest of the game. So you either come out and kill them and then get shot to death, or you get jailed. Pick your poison.
Yeah,
and
you go for it.
Yeah, and one of the cool things is because you can especially on the Search and Destroy the final round against Dark Eldar. I basically, because I got first turn, I kept him in his quarter, and because he couldn't really get out, also I went into his deployment zone turn 1 with a plague bus and picked up Lilith and 10 witches instantly. It was so funny. I was just he was like what? I was like drove 12, good disembarked onto the other side of his walls. Like where's Lilith? There, Sorrow Siphon, go, and just killed the entire unit. It's like lol, But because you keep them trapped, they can't take board space. And because they can't take board space, it means if you put a Predator and a Heavy Blight Launcher drone in reserves, you have so many options where to bring it on turn 2.
Yeah.
And I just got such good angles just coming from reserves. I'm like, cool, I can see right into your deployment zone. Like, my Predator came in, shot a unit of 5 Scourges to death with the Heavy Bolters and the Havoc Launcher, and the auto cannon picked up a Raider, and then the Heavy Blight Launcher drone picked up a Venom. It was just like...
Nice.
It was just like nothing he could do. So... It's very, very cool, but I will explain more about mine tomorrow because I'm going to do a full event recap tomorrow. So tune in for that one. I'll go through all of my games. Just very quickly, we've got super chats. Sorry, this is even more. It's going crazy.
Before we do that, because just to sort of keep the focus, I've got a couple of questions about yours, and then we'll do the super chats because mine will be quite quick. So I do think your list, Aiden, probably could really do with a lot of virulence. I feel like your list, because you've got so much shooting, I feel like even if he comes down and gives you one turn of like big re-rolls, I don't know, like that was the thing. Was he ever a consideration, or was there like a conscious thought behind?
There's always a second you put 3 Heavy Blight Launcher drones in your list, you are considering him. You are correct. Like that was a consideration. Honestly, the reason he didn't go in wasn't to do with that. I don't think he'd be good in that. You're right. There's plenty of shooting from him to support. He'd be amazing there. The only reason he didn't go in is I was trying to stick to what you said, Will, which is no fancy stuff. Just take efficient... So I'm not trying to take units that exist to buff other units. I'm trying to take units that exist on their own And like Predators are kind of a mix because they do have good shooting output themselves, but they can also, trigger the extra AP. But the LOV, if he's running solo, is at a 100-point unit that is just there purely to support the shooting. And I wanted someone, and for 100 points, like, I can get like another drone for that, which again is just an independent piece that can go, fall back, shoot, charge, tie things up, overwatch things, be annoying. So I almost had to like stop myself putting him in because I just wanted to double down on the what if we just take efficient data sheets that work on their own. But you are right, yeah. Like if I think honestly, if you were to take like a normal drone or a hauler and put him in, I think it would still work perfectly fine. Like I don't think you'd have any trouble. And again, he's there to do actions, but I tell you what. Actions and stuff ain't a problem. I scored every single card I drew. I'm just like, cool, yeah. There, 10 Poxwalkers in your back lines. There you go. It's just like all the stuff you can do.
Amazing.
Nice. And one other question before we get these super chats. What about the Predators? Because obviously we haven't seen Predators on the board for quite a while. Would you keep them in? Would you look to maybe shuffle them in for something else?
Oh, they're super weird, Predators.
Or were they...
They're super, super weird, aren't they? Like... Some games they shot like one shot Sam's Carnivore and killed it on its own from full, like just because I was wounded it on 4s because of -1 toughness. Sorry, wounded on 3s because of -1 toughness.
Yeah.
I got a couple of lethal hits, and the Plague Bottle's got a couple of lethal sustained hits and a couple of wounds, and they just fell over, which is pretty good. That when the AP mattered, like being able to make the Spitter drones go up to AP 2/3, because actually in this attachment I played -1 to hit 2 games, so the extra AP was quite relevant to killing infantry. But again, they're weirdly expensive. Like, would I have preferred just, like, another normal drone and then have 45 points? But then the problem was, like, what do I do with those 50 points? I could get a Tally-Man, I suppose, but this detachment doesn't really have great strats. Like, I used Deep Strike and the Meat Shield, like, once. Part of that, I'm just using, like, rerolls, grenade, tank shot. Well, not even a grenade. There's no fucking grenades in the list. But, yeah, I think that I would keep them for now. I think I'd keep them for now, because... they're really good at killing elves, I'll say that. They're really good at killing elves. And elves... So elves will always say no Overwatch against your bloat drones with the flamers. Elves will often forget to do it against a Predator Destructor. And then you roll your Heavy Bolters, you get like 2 6s, and you're like, cool, that's 4 wounds, take them. And then your auto cannon gets another one, and you have it launch stuff like... I killed like 5 Hellions on an Overwatch, just like...
I Overwatched loads with those things, and what was it? I'm same as you. I think I wish they were more like 125.
Yes.
So there was a reason to upsell from a but in that round. So there's a reason to upsell to it.
Right, wasn't it?
I think it was. 130. Yeah, and even with the change now, I mean, in this, so on Friday this week, I know we've talked about it a few weeks. The members. Version or the members release on Vanguard Tactics of the game I played versus Steven, and I put a Predator in a Death Force Chosen list. And I quite liked it. It was interesting having this other tank sitting around that actually was kind of getting ignored because there was other stuff on the table that needed to be looked at.
People really want to shoot those heavy blind launch drones over your Predator any day. The Predator is so much easier to kill. It is a 3-up save and no invuln, but people will shoot your drones instead. It's great.
I'm gonna have to try it. Like when I saw the list, I really liked it. Like the Pox. I don't know if other people do this, if they just sort of when they're bored, on the train or the bus, just pick an attachment you haven't played and try and write a list. I try and have a list for each attachment in my phone, and when I'm bored, I'll open one up or open it up and go, that was garbage, and just delete, start again. Or sometimes, actually, now I've played a few games something else, and I've thought, actually, that out this to this, and that feels better. And eventually I'll get round and test them all. But I really struggle with the Poxwalker attachment. Because every time I look at it, I'm like, oh, it's all right. I open it again, and no, it's garbage. But your listed was the first thing I looked at. I could kind of see in my head how it worked. So I'm quite keen to try it with maybe a few little tweaks.
The ultimate seal of approval I got is when I got it all out on the table, including the extra 30 just to show my opponent. I was like, and the first words out of his mouth were, what the fuck? I was like, yes.
So many units. Yeah, I think it's a really good teams list as well.
Yeah, I'm going to try and take the teams.
Yeah, so we've got some super chats, haven't we? So let's jump in on those.
So Oliver Lever says, funny zombie men go brr. Funny zombie men go brr indeed. Thank you for taking me to the RT as well, Oliver. I really appreciate that, mate. Thank you so much. And well done on you 2-1 as well. With your blood scars. Definitely not Blood Angel white scars. Phil Gagnon, best Terminator units, what must take in DLC? Dave, you're the DLC champion.
Yeah, so you need at least 2 spawn units to get your contagion spread out there. You want at least 2 units of pox. You need probably 2 heavy blight launcher drones and 2 mephitic blight haulers, and you want those running probably in pairs on your flanks. Those are your absolute kind of critical must-have other things. And when you say Terminators, I'd say there's a real case for having 10 Blight Lords in the mix now, in that detachment, and then having a couple of smaller Death Shroud kind of as your options. But yeah, run that as your core, and you can basically deal with everything.
Don't forget your spawn. Spawn are really critical to get you deep.
That's what I said first.
Oh, sorry, I missed that one. Yeah, listen to Dave. Dave's smart. Ryan G, thank you for the $10 super chat. Also, went 2 wins. Is that 2 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, or is it 2 wins, 2 just 1 loss? I can't remember if those draws got the end.
2 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss, I think.
Nice. With Flyblown at a GT pre-MFM, and that was against 3 Necrons, always Silent King.
Wow.
Silent King. In Flyblown, you can also use the LOV ability on something else and rerolls hit strat on them. That is true. That's awesome, man. Like, excellent result there, especially because that's 3 of like our worst matchups back when you had ignore modifiers.
Yeah, that's really good.
Especially because you just don't have stealth, you don't have a detachment rule there. So really well done, mate. Well done, and keep rocking it. Again, if it's your favorite detachment, I love to see people just playing favorite. Keep rocking it. I genuinely think every detachment is 100% playable. Then we've got Honey Badger with the 10 more gifted memberships. Thank you. Also, sorry it took us a while to get around to these thingies. But thank you. You guys have been crazy tonight. Thank you so much, Honey Badger. Really appreciate it. Also, Honey Badger, you're like one of the funniest animals in the world. I love honey badgers. Don't give a fuck. So thank you so much for the support. And again, if you got gifted membership, make sure you say thank you. Go to our YouTube channel homepage, click the See Perks button. There'll be a link to get yourself in the Discord. Then we've got Dazzler coming in. Like and subscribe. Dazzler coming in with the $20 super chat. Do Death Guard players take enough scoring units? I went from Death Guard to Demons about 3 months ago, and I noticed scoring points is easier in Demons compared to Death Guard. Yeah, so there is that problem. That was the problem like a fair viewers are having, because we're quite expensive now, especially on the more like standard VV lists. So you are correct. There is a balancing act to try and make, and it can be quite hard sometimes. Like when Will got me onto double Tallyman in Champions of Contagion, that made stuff like recover assets so much easier because you just do one and one steps out the deployment zone, does it. There's like things to do, but it is a balancing act. I will happily tell you. Turns out having 8 units of 10 Poxwalkers and 11 tanks kind of makes scoring kind of easy. I'm not gonna lie.
You know what? As well. Just because we've gushed over them this episode, and let's just gush over them one more time. Casters, they're 60 points. They can just stand in a corner and do an action and screen a bit of the port. It's completely fine because they're so effing cheap.
Yeah. If you have recover assets, you can literally just hop one playcast out. He steps back into deployment or into no man's land. He does the action. The round does the one. There you go. Recover assets is done. Like
exactly.
Super easy.
I think at this point, guys, if you haven't got the gist of this episode, put at least 2 playcasters in your list. Yeah. They don't. I don't even think they need a rider. Like, this is my other thing. Well, just to quickly, while I continue the gush, I think if you are playing the 10-man Plague Marine brick, you can have your go-term. They stand behind the rider, protect it. They can overwatch it if someone comes through. You get your 10-man Plague Marines out, you load it up, and then you've got your go-terms twice as big because you've got your 10-man smash, and then the Plague Bus comes out at the same time. And then at that point, you've probably done such a big punch that your opponent is like playing with dust afterwards. I honestly think 2 in nearly every list is probably where we are right now.
I'm having an absolute blast with them. They're also just incredibly fun. Like, just the flavour is so fun to fight with. Also, Mandy asks, if you only own 6 Death Shrouds, is it better to have them all in 1 unit or split into 2 units? So I think general rule is probably go to 2 units with a lot of contagion in each. If you ask Dave, his list building doesn't start until there is 6 Death Shroud and a lot of contagion.
Until there's 6, yeah. Also,
yeah.
Also, 6 unattached. Sorry, 3. I think 3 attached and maybe 3 unattached is also fine. Yeah. Because there are so many times when that 3-man and the attached character just trades down because on points. But I think you can look at that, and if you do want to do what Aidan said, 2 and 2, I think you can look at it, and sometimes you just run the Lord of Contagions on his own. Because again, Dark Eldar do this trick.
It's a really good idea.
Yeah, Dark Eldar do this trick, and loads of other people do. There's nothing wrong with turn 1. Run him on the centre objective and just assuming you're going to roll at least a 2 on his stand-up. Like, loads of other armies play that trick, and we can do it too if you have to. And again, against Eldar, all of a sudden your 2 Death Shroud bricks, run them both unattached, and you've got 4 MSU units, and all of a sudden you can match an MSU game. So yeah, like, I think there's a few different ways to play it.
And if you are playing champions, never forget you can start 3 unattached Death Shroud on the board, have your Lord of Contagion unattached. He steps onto the middle objective and does the trick that Will said, and then you roll a 2 up. He stands back up, and then he walks back behind the wall. You pay a command point to rejoin him to the Death Shroud squad. So now he takes damage last, and he's not going to just fall over. It's a cool little trick I got taught by Mark Roberts, I think it was, back in Leeds round 1, which I was like, when he showed me, I was like, that's sweet. So cool little thing. There you go. Will then. Sorry, we haven't got much time here, Will.
Don't worry. I mean, the list I'm taking to teams with is pretty much a Virulent Vectorum list.
Okay.
But I've got 2 5-man Plague Marines as well as the 10-man Plague and no Spawn because I just think Spawn are complete garbage.
That's a topic.
The more I run them, the more I'm like, I'd rather spend this 80 points on something else. I think there's other ways to do it, but it depends on your build, Sam. And I've got Plague Marines jumping out of Rhinos. They move 8 when they get out the Rhino. You know, they can shoot contagion. You can't at the movement phase. But I'm also only running 1 Death Shroud unit with an attached character. If I really want him, I'll just rapid ingress him somewhere. I think the 6-inch deep strike, relying on that, as you said, Aidan, with your thing. I think if your list relies on that, unless you have the Spawn like Dave does, this is obviously play styles as well. I think you rarely get away with it now, unless of course you're clearing it with Spawn. But for me, I find that 180 points I'd rather just spend on more stuff. But I do have a list I'd want to take to the UKTC because I don't think the 10-man Plague Marines works on our particular maps in the UK. I think at the moment, the way everyone just hides in the big L, it's really hard to get in there and crack those targets. So I've got one with 4 5-man Plague Marine units and then just loads of chaff. I mean, I'll talk a bit more about that once I've run it a couple of times. It could be garbage, but I do really like Aidan's list at the moment. But I'm basically running the standard VV list without the Demon Prince, with the casters, no Spawn, 1 unattached Death Shroud unit, 1 attached Death Shroud unit, 2 Poxwalker squads, a Tallyman, and 2 Rhinos. So I've got 2 5-man Plagues, 1 10. It's pretty. I think at this point in the Vectorum, there is the sold version, and you can kind of fringe your way to like a little bit of tweaking here and there. But Virulent Vectorum, I think, is pretty much locked in. The thing I do want to try Virulent Vectorum, because I do think though, in that other one, I am curious to try Arch Contaminator on a Lord of Virulence, because I think I want the Lord of Virulence for the 3 drones, especially with the strat to reroll the number of shots. But then I'm aware of like I lose a hammer in combat. I'm curious if it'll work. I know you've got to hold the objective is the problem. I think Death Shroud to the full reroll to wound is probably as efficient as them fighting with a Lord of Contagion into tougher targets. But I'm not sure if you'll ever hold the objective to actually trigger it without throwing a second unit. And that's the thing I want to test. But yeah, I think that's kind of where I'm at. But like I say, because there isn't really a lot to deep dive into Virulent Vectorum, I think your 2 lists, you're kind of doing a lot more interesting things. Mine, you could just sort of, it's the core of the list is the same as everyone's. 1,500 points of it is just the copy paste Virulent Vectorum, and I've just got my other 500 just to make it a bit more kind of mission playing. Because it's a teams list, I want it to be something where
you want to be reliable and know what it's going to do, and totally get it.
5 Plague Marines, go stand in your home field, they deny it. Do you know what I mean? I might lose the game, but it's going to be a tight score at the end.
This is what I think is good. We've been saying, I think we say every month or so when we're doing these kind of chats is, you've got a clear view on Spawn, right? I've got a different view on Spawn. I like always take 6 Death Shroud. You guys are like, you don't have to take 6 Death Shroud. Aidan's playing a Shamblerot list at the moment. I'm playing Champions of Contagion. I've been the only person playing consistently Death Lord's Chosen in big competitions, pretty much like in this edition. It's something I love about this is that, I think hopefully it's showing everyone that's members and follows us and our own opinions is you haven't got 3 people sat here all going Virulent Vectorum, play this. We've all got very clear opinions on what we think works and what doesn't and how it works for us, and hopefully that just is a little microcosm of the wider community's ability to flex player skill and style, and with this book, which is why I think we're all so pleased it's as well written as it is.
I would dare. I can't think of another faction off the top of my head that has such varied detachment representation and like results. I think we are very blessed with our book. Most of the armies, like you said, I would dread, and I think this stream and this channel would be a lot more boring if we were a sole faction, just had the one thing, and like, yeah, we all come here and we're all like,
Yeah.
the fact that we can go out, try different builds, come back here and talk about success stories rather than being like, oh, I went and tried Shamblerot, I got tabled, I'm gonna go back to my
Doesn't
VV
work,
list. Yeah, like,
Don't play it.
but I do also wonder, I do also genuinely wonder how much of that is due to us as a community making sure we are trying everything, because I know there are some attachments that have never been played in a competitive event. Like, someone's never taken because the community's just written it off straight off the rip. So, and that's not because of us three here. Like, I picked up Shamblerot and started playing it because our community now on Discord was like, Aiden, honestly, mate, you listen now, Aiden. This is better than you think. And I listened to them and I was like, okay, I'll take your word for it. And yeah, they were right. Turns out. So it's very cool to see that there's a faction. Death Guard players are just willing to just go out and try weird and wacky shit, which is awesome.
Yeah, I think one of the things that we can definitely say throughout the last edition, really, our build variety is amazing, and also let's shout out a couple like Z or Don Hooson, those mad scientists who are kind of
Defiler
approaching the game from a different angle. Yeah, and admittedly,
how does he do it? It's on a pie plate. It's on a fucking. It shouldn't work.
Yeah, because let's be honest, I do. I see some of the innovators, and I've tracked some players a long time, and I also know that Don has, through different editions, tried lists that haven't really gone the way he wanted. Because I was listening to one of the podcasts, but the fact we've got someone who's at the top end and sort of is willing to sort of try something wacky and sort of be a competent player, so we know it wasn't the player, it was the list. It's great to have that, because I don't think many other factions have got it, and Don's just one of many. Our Discord is full of them, and
It's full of good players, yeah.
Not to sing the praise of Discord, but this is, if you want to sort of like get involved in that innovation, be able to sort of get in the think tank. Let's call it a think tank. It's a Death Guard think tank. If you want to get involved, $2.99 a month. It's absolutely nothing. Yeah, the stink tank. Yeah,
it's not even $2.99 a month. It's a one-off, and you never get kicked. Even if you cancel your subscription, you will never be kicked. As soon as supporters miss shown once, you're always welcome there. Honestly, the actual initial payments against Discord is more to stop bots, trolls, and undesirables getting in. People that just want to come in, chat shit, like hate the faction, just spreading nothing but negativity. It's more for that rather than it is like as a money making scheme, and it has worked because we've only ever had to remove one person in the 2 years it's been running. But yeah, and
there's now over 1,400 people in there.
Hey, Don's in the chat. I don't know how you do it, Don. You're a wizard.
There he is.
Much respect and much love to you, Mr. Don. But yeah, I think
King of Crabs,
the King of Crabs himself. So it's probably about time we start wrapping this up tonight. But
yeah, it's been a good episode.
It's been a really fun episode, and again, it's got me excited again to keep making it. I'm going to keep taking Shamblerot. I'm going to try and take Shamblerot to a bigger event. See how it does. But I still have my challenge I need to finish. I have Taliban and Hammer left to do. Hammer, I am less enthusiastic about. Taliban, I am actually very excited to give it a go. So
I have to say, Aiden, I think I look at your list, you've pretty much got a Hammer list there. It's basically you're running Hammer in Taliban.
Yeah, it's weird.
That was how when I saw it, I was like, oh, you've got Hammer in Taliban. It's quite smart. So yeah, I think that one's probably going to be a bit easier than you'd think. And I have a feeling that maybe Hammer without PBCs could be an interesting thing to try. Just to sort of throw that out there.
I would love to play on PBCs again. So yeah, to be honest, the Hammer list will probably involve PBCs of some form. So, but yeah. So again, people have to let me know: is it going to be Taliban or is it going to be Hammer next? Because I will try and find another RTT to get down to. But as for a main build, I'm going to stick with. I'm hoping to take it to ITT. I'm going to keep practicing this Shamblerot.
Are you doing our tournament in November, Aiden? We have a GT on the. So we've got, I suppose, shout that out while we're doing it.
Please don't say first and second.
So we've got an Element Games GT the 22nd and 23rd of November.
Okay, I might be able to do that. Okay.
I'm pretty sure you've still got a free ticket, Aiden, because I think you missed the last one and you've never turned up an event and not been on the podium. You're one of a handful of people who seems to turn up on podium. So if you're looking for an event, that could be a good one to do.
Yeah.
And also anyone else who wants to come. It's Element Games in Stockport. It's £50 for the ticket. 2 days, get lunch. It's Glasshammer terrain. We are going to do our own maps to sort of make. We're going to take some of the base off them and make them a bit more kind of similar to UKTC, but still different, because I think UKTC also has some flaws, if I'm to be honest. But there isn't a perfect terrain set out there, so I think that's that's easy to say about anything. But but if anyone wants to come down, meet me, meet Aiden, Dave. If you want to come down, we can. I
will come for one of them. Given that Will, you were like, oh, I can't come to London, it's too far. I mean, like
Are you going to put me to shame?
Yeah, I've been to. I think I drove to Leeds, didn't I? And back.
You did.
Yeah.
So is this the rule when you come to a Stoneham event? Does that mean I have to then do a London one?
If I come up to a Stonehammer event, you will 100% have to come to London.
Right, here we go to deal. There we go, Dave. Well, you've got to make the first move, though. There you go.
Digger Denton,
Call my bluff.
been a member for 8 months. Thank you so much, Spot. Will you talk about Shamblerot and teams aspect? I 100% will. So I'll do my event recap tomorrow. I'll go through all that, and then I also have to do the next list deep, we have that list sample video that went down really well for Film Victorium. I need to pick an attachment for that, so people on the Discord let me know what attachment you want to see a sample list for next. But I will 100%. I'm intending to hopefully take this to ITT, so being a teams event, obviously that'll be a big aspect of Shamblerot and my journey with it, and we're going to see how it goes. Because the good thing about this is, because I'm focusing on it being a teams event, when I go to events and I lose, it's not about winning and losing anymore. It's going to be me looking about how many points did I get in that loss, because I genuinely think this is a list that's going to be hard to stop me getting points on, if you get what I mean. So yes, I will 100% talk about it like that, which is awesome.
I think it's awesome.
So I'm so sorry, K-Carl, we're literally wrapping up, but he just said good morning from Australia. Managed to catch part of a live stream. I always feel bad. There's always someone. I'm so sorry.
Oh, dude. Well, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. So anything else to wrap up, guys, before we head off for tonight?
No, I think we've covered it. I think next week we can obviously expand a bit more. Yeah, maybe we'll have some more recaps to talk about, and I suppose maybe there's going to be lots of events this weekend. Maybe someone else will have something really innovative to highlight and sort of break down next week.
Yeah, I'll try and do some shorts nonsense from Coventry, and I'll catch up with some of the DLP community that are going to be there. People like Zito and his guys are going to be there, so we'll be hanging out, no doubt. And I'll give you guys an update on how it went. Yeah,
so I wish you the best of luck while you're down, Mr. Dave. And again, thanks, guys. Join me tomorrow for the event recap if you are interested to see how I played Shamblerot and how I got on with it. That will be at tomorrow's stream, so you can look forward to that. So for now, though, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Thank you for the amazing support tonight. Over 100 viewers quite consistently, which is also amazing. Pretty much all night. It was really good. Thank you. You enjoy the rest of your day, evening, night, morning, wherever you are in the world. Morning. Please feel free to hit that little thumbs up button, though it really does help more than you think. And enjoy the hobby. We're in a really cool point at the moment. Keep trying new things. Keep joining with the community and having an absolute blast with this army. And I mean, my God, we'll start seeing the end edition narrative campaign soon, and then we'll start seeing rumors for next edition, and then here we go again. We all get to see how's Death Guard. We get to do our top 10 things we want to see for Death Guard in 11th edition. I mean, let's not forget. The cycle begins again. Are we going to get a Grotmas again? Because if we're going to get a Grotmas again, December is going to be mental. Yeah, it's going to be absolutely mental. Whatever you think the game is now, it's going to be. We'll have to see. But we've got exciting times ahead, and I think that's a good thing. For sure, sure. But for now, everybody, thank you for tuning in. Take care. We'll catch you all on the next episode and stream. Stay rotten. Bye-bye for now. Guys. Bye.
In the void, where the warp winds howl, a fleet once noble, now destined to fall. Great warden stir, betrayal takes shape, Typhon's whispers, sealing their fate. Navigators lost to the shadowed lie, a fleet adrift beneath a darkened sky. The warp's cruel grasp, unyielding and tight, chaos awaits in the endless night. Whispers of power, a pestilent tide, Mortarian's pride, with nowhere to hide. The destroyer plague, a grim reward, Nurgle's laughter echoes aboard. Bound by decay, they rise in his name. The death god transformed, never the same. Plague-born sons with torment they bled, shambling forth where angels fear to tread. Mortarian stands, his sons by his side. Through agony storm, their oaths collide. Grandfather's hand, the pact is sealed. The legion reborn, their fate revealed. Rise in the armor, rot in the soul. A Primarch remade, his heart grown cold. In terror shadow, their war drums beat. Pestilent warriors, no chance of retreat. Through breach and ruin, their banners fly. With death's embrace, they'll never die. The Lion's Gate, where hope was torn. Jagged blade meets the Plague-born. Bound by decay, they rise in his name. The death god transformed, never the same. Plague-born sons with torment they bled, shambling forth where angels fear to tread. Typhus herald, chaos born, Mortarian's wrath, the plague sworn. In the warp, their legacy thrives, eternal servants where corruption lies. Mortarians fall, Typhus ascends, the death god song, it never ends.